again, so maybe our participants will watch our meeting later. So let's start. Unfortunately, Andrei all the time is disappearing from our screen. Just
Yes.
sometimes can see him, sometimes not. But let's try anyway. So Andres, maybe we will start from you. You will tell for Andrei, where are you from? Why you decided to join our investment meeting today?
Okay, let's start. My name is my name is Andres Roa. I'm from Colombia. I'm a physicist, but after finish my bachelor degree in physics, I've done a year studies in finance, and I've been working for the last 10 years in financial sector in many areas. I've been trader at the New York Stock Exchange for almost a year. I've been what else? I've done a consultor for financial investment, and the last 4 years I've been working for a financial ministry in Colombia, working in the area of compliance. So that's who I am.
Cool. So even if our expert of investment is absent today, Andres will be our expert in investment.
I want to hear you because I don't know anything about investment in Russia. I was trying to find something, but I don't know anything. You know, I barely speak Russian, so it's pretty hard to find any in English.
Yeah, so it will be a good opportunity for you to learn Russian on the base of something that you like, on the base of investment. So we will explain you how you can invest here in Russia, and you can see two advantages at once, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and that's my motivation for joining you because I want to know how is the investment in Russia because I've been
Cool.
working in Western countries in
Yeah.
financial sector, but I don't know anything about finance in Russia.
Motivation. So we promise to tell you about investment in Russia, and you please share the knowledge of investment in other countries with us today.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, thank you, Andres. Andrei, now it's your turn, and don't misunderstand two names. So tell a few words about you. Of course, I know you, but Andres does not know, and so maybe you can also say why are you interested in the investment topic.
Okay. Before I start, I apologize for my English. It's my first experience for last 2 years, and I am engineer. I am economist, and I am working all my life in education. Now I am start invest in stock market. Last 4 months I have investment account, maybe not account.
Yeah, you can say account because it's like a bank account, investment account is the same.
Yes, investment account, and I trade on stock markets, American and China and Russian.
Okay, I got a few questions for you, Andre.
Okay, so maybe you can keep it for a second, and we will
Okay, it's
also ask.
okay. I will write it down, and after that.
Yeah, you can write it down. We can go back. So because first I also want to ask Sveta if she can switch on her
Okay,
microphone.
perfect.
Also to say just a few words about her today, and then we will go to your questions to Andrei. Svet, can you switch on your microphone or maybe camera too?
Just a moment. I have a horrible internet. It's a place where internet it's good, and I made starts again. Okay.
Okay, so you can reconnect. Okay, nice. So Andres, in this case, Sveta will say a few words later. You can just ask your questions without texting.
Okay, Andre, I want to ask you, where do you invest? Because, okay, for Russian, I think I don't know how to invest, for instance, in the New York Stock Exchange or the Hong Kong Stock Exchange.
In Russia, bank products is very good, and I use my bank application, Tinkoff Bank, and he give me account assess for New York stock and Moscow and St. Petersburg stocks.
Okay, that's pretty interesting because, okay, I've been trying to find if there is a stock exchange in Russia, and I haven't found. I only found that there is a stock exchange in St. Petersburg, but there is not a Russian position, but it works for Frankfurt channel. I really don't know because information in English is pretty hard to find. So, okay, I understand that you trade through your bank app. That's pretty interesting. But okay, your bank app give you some help with your portfolio, or only you find the asset you want to buy and buy it? And I want to know, in which market are you investing? Because okay, the stock market is like a huge war. You could invest in assets for companies, in money exchange, like US dollar, ruble. That's another market, that's forex exchange. You could buy Chicago Mercantile Exchange, some assets like iron, steel, gold. So investment is like a whole war. So what your platform let you do? You look for some company, for some ticket, for something in order to invest, or your platform show you what you can buy? How it works, your platform?
Andrei, did you get the question?
Part of questions I understand.
Okay, so you answer to the part of you understood, and I will help you with the rest part.
Okay. On our app, in our app, I can assess for exchange of money, dollars,
yes, money exchange.
money change, stock, futures, ETF, and maybe all. I don't know about stock goods. It's difficult for me. I am only start, and for me it's first experience.
Okay, understand. But that's great because you said about futures, that's derivatives, that's like the most complex financial instruments for trade. That's like, where I used to work with coffee future at the New York Stock Exchange, and that's pretty hard to value that asset. Is like a very hard. So if your platform let you trade all that, it's like you could do like a quite good investment there. So I'm pretty sure I could give some information to everyone here because, okay, you said that you are not like you are starting with this. So in order to start with investment, you have to make a portfolio, but a good portfolio according to your risk profile. So that's like the first step in order to make an investment on a stock exchange.
And how did you proceed when you lived in other countries? So if you said that you had some experience in trading with coffee companies, so how you did it previously? You also had some app with a bank account, or you had some investment advisors, or how was it?
That's pretty hard, Kathy. Okay, I used to work for a coffee grower federation in Colombia. So they are pretty big in Colombia. So we have a broker at New York. So broker is a company, an intermediate company who receive our money and put the money on the stock exchange physically there. So I used to work from Colombia, so I get the phone, call them, I said buy or sell depending on the price, and that was my job for almost a year.
Wow, great.
Yes, it's pretty, it's like another world because that the floor, the stock exchange doesn't exist anymore like that. Now is everything electronic. You don't have to be there, you don't have to call anyone. You just place sell or buy, and that's all. It's like the stock exchange 100 years ago, where people love with some paper in your hand and said buy.
Sorry, I think you can hear my Facebook. One of the participants has some troubles with entering. So do you hear my Facebook notifications?
Yes, I hear it.
Oh, it's my Facebook. Yeah, sorry. So as you explained, Andres, I can imagine the film with DiCaprio, right? The Walls from Wall Street with this floor that you described. So that's so interesting.
Yes, it's like it's kind of that. Now it's better because you could do it everything on your computer peacefully, quiet, without that stress, because that stress drove you to make big mistakes. So now you could make all the calculation I talk about efficient portfolio, and only depending on your risk profile, made some movement a day or some movement a month, and don't stress yourself looking the screens with numbers.
And so if you are speaking about portfolios, the topic of our today's meeting is rebalancing of the portfolio. So just before before I say about the article that was given to us from our investment expert, maybe you can also just share your experience with us. What do you think about rebalancing of portfolio? So not only balancing, but also rebalancing. Do you have any experience with that? And do you think it's important?
Okay, when I saw the topic, I thought you were all experienced investor because rebalancing portfolio is like an advanced concept. So I was talking I was thinking that, okay, you were all advanced investors because, okay, of course, rebalancing portfolio is pretty important. When I work at the stock exchange, we used to do it once a day because we have a position like $3 million. So we have to do it once a day. We have a team like 10 people working on that portfolio all day.
Oh my God. Is it really possible to do once a day? So, did you have some kind of customers or clients for whom you also did it, right? So, let's say not only for your company, but for all the clients.
No, we only work for our company. So that team is only to keep the company position. Now, when you work as a trader for clients, for a company, your team should be like 300 people. You need, because, okay, let me tell you how work investor as an office. You have three stages: front office, middle office, and back office. Front office are traders, like I were, like I was, person who talk with people in the stock exchange. Middle office is the people who made the calculation in order to rebalance or make efficient portfolio. And the back office is the people who made the calculation for final profit, who say, okay, we are losing or we are raising our money. So they make, back office only make the final calculation about revenue. So that's how investment work from the front office, from the guy who answer you and say, how may I help you? I think of should have front office for that platform is a group of traders or assistants who help investors.
Oh my God, why haven't we spoken about it with you at the weekend? Because I have the investment account too in the same app as Andrei has. I also have Tinkoff investment app. So I could show you how we do. Why didn't we speak about it? I don't know.
Yes, okay. I thought you were investment professional because if you, I know you didn't know, probably we could prepare like a step one for investor. Because yes, I thought when I saw the title this morning, rebalancing portfolios, like, wow, they should know already what's risk, what Markovitch portfolio optimization, what is like all that theory you saw on at the university for financial investment.
Yeah, you know how do we normally proceed? So we have an investment expert from Russia, and he gives us some articles to read, so we can more or less know some topic. And so we discuss later during the meeting what we understood, what experience we have with this topic, and etc. And so ask him different questions about it. So we had two meetings. The first was about just why do people invest and etc., just general knowledge. The second meeting was about strategies of investment. And so for this one, he suggested to speak about how to switch off these notifications from Facebook. So to speak about rebalancing. So Andrei, how long have you been investing? And did you do already any rebalancing?
I start account 4 months ago, and I am try learn passive investment. Trading for me, it's game. It's looting, and now I try read about investment, but I have no time for deep deep
Learning.
deep learning, and it's maybe fun for me. It's, I plan seriously learn this subject, maybe on my pension.
Okay. I got a few questions for both of you because now I know you both has investment account. How much are you investing? I'm not talking about the amount in dollars, but the amount of, okay, this is for risk profile, for risk assessment. When you invest, you could invest all the money you have, your full, what's the name of that in English? Patrimony, or you could invest, sorry, Andre, or you could invest only your financial excellence, which means the money you don't need, you could spend in the casino or party or drinking, or you could invest a mix of the money you need for living and the money you don't need for living. That give you your investment profile. Depending on what are you investing, that tell you what kind of investor are you and what kind of profile, what kind of portfolio you need to make.
So as for me, it was just the money that I don't need at the moment.
Okay,
I can spend it on parties.
Okay.
Andrei, what about you?
My amount of money almost 2-3 months salary, maybe.
Okay, but it is part of your savings.
Yes, it's part of my savings. It's my future pension, and for me, it's experience working on market, on stock market for interest and learning to practice and learning.
Okay, that's pretty interesting because you see, with only that question, we can realize that you two have complete different investor position, because Katia, if lost all the money, doesn't have any problem. She could play like casino. If Andre lost all the money, that's like painful because it's part of his life investment. So Katia has like a high risk, is a high risk investor. Andre is like a blue chip, is like a conservative investor. It's like opposite size of investment. So you should have probably opposite portfolio investments.
Yeah. Can we wait 1 second? Maybe our 2 more participants can switch on the microphone and also share their ideas with us. Katya, will you switch on your microphone and
Yes.
Which money do you invest? And it would be nice if you both switch on your cameras, because when I don't see you, I cannot react what you do.
Okay,
Don't do.
okay. Yes, I tried to do it just now. Okay, but it's a lot of. I'm not at home. I'm in Crimea and a lot of people around. Where's my
Okay,
camera?
we don't worry about the people.
After scenes.
That's also
Okay, about investment. I have my investing account, but it's for saving and for improving sum of money. But because I have financial education and like to read about investing, about risk, I little bit diversification. It's not a big account, no. Part of it's in a blue chips, and part of it's about one
one-third.
one third. It's for IPO ETF. But I'm not a trader because it's make me nervous, and when maybe it's a dip or not a dip, and no, I understand that I should buy and hold. But my husband tried to be a trader for little sum. It's the same diversification risk, maybe 10% of his account. He trying to buy on a loan, then to sell on a high. He tried to find it. It's I think it's a plan for him, but not for me. I said, no, stop loss, buy and hold.
Okay, thank you. Kate, Svet, will you switch on your microphone and camera? What about your investment reasons and strategies and sums of money that you invest, if you invest? Sveta, we can't hear you. Okay, so maybe Sveta is not with us. So let's go back to the topic.
Okay, I want to make a comment about what Katia said. You see that she understood about risk diversification. This is like the second step on investment, because you can invest all your portfolio in only one asset. You have to make a portfolio optimization according to your risk profile. So that's we are going to make a puzzle. That puzzle is a portfolio, investment portfolio according to your profile risk.
Yeah, sure. That's true. So now I'm thinking, Andres, that you remember you thought about the kind of business that you can have in Russia. You can be an investment consultant. A lot of things.
Okay, look, that's pretty difficult in Western countries now. For instance, in the United States, in order to be financial consulting, you need a CFA, financial certificate, in order to do that, because, okay, I really don't know if you knew about the bank run in 2008 and the bank run in 98. For that, all those problems in American financial market, they made a lot of certification in order to make. But yes, I think now I saw you, I think I could work as a financial consultant.
Yeah, why not? Okay, and so if you speak about the topic of today, is about rebalancing, right? So I understood that you did it really every day in the company.
Okay.
But what about normal people, usual people? Do they need to do it?
Okay, let's talk about. Okay, let me make you the full plot of an investor. Let's see. Okay, let's take you as an example, you two, Andre and Kat. Katia, as I told you, has a high risk profile because she only wants to make some more extra money without risking your standard life. So you could make a portfolio for, okay, in Forex, invest all your money in Bitcoins, and that's according to your risk profile. But Andre can do that because you see, Andre can risk all that. They probably invest in blue chip like Katia. I know there are some calculations to do to know the percentage, but I know 30-40% in blue chips and 30% in Bitcoins and another 30% in Lukoil or Gazprom or any company who has a different risk. You made that rebalancing portfolio when the market gives you signals of that. For instance, in that portfolio, you have blue chip, Bitcoin, and industrial company, Gazprom. So, but you saw that Gazprom is going to finish Nord Stream 2 on Ukraine, and they are going to invest $7 billion. So that could be a really nice movement. So you rebalance your portfolio and move your money from Bitcoin, which are high risk asset, to middle risk asset as Gazprom, because lower your risk and give you probably more revenue. So you made a rebalance every time you saw the risk is changing according to your profile. So we used to do it in the company I used to work daily because our position was $3 million and the risk profile of that company was null, was zero. We can't risk anything. So we have to do everything unsafe. For that reason, we rebalance our portfolio every day. But there is another thing about that. We rebalance our portfolio every day because we invest in future. Future are financial instruments which has high volatility, higher than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a high risk asset because you don't know what happened with Bitcoins during the day. Future is the same. The volatility in futures and in general, every derivative in the stock exchange has a double or 3 times volatility over the assets. It's like going to a casino and invest all to the black in the roulette. It's like something like that.
Cool. That's really interesting to know. So guys, do you have any comments about this part? Andrei, maybe you want to comment on something? Or Katya wants to comment on something, because I saw that Katya is writing in our chat.
Yes, I saw some of her questions.
Yeah. So she said that Bitcoin is too risky for her, but I said that you explained just about my investment strategy, and this kind of risk is quite all right. Yeah. So if I understood from the last part of your speech, so you did exactly what Andrei needs to do in his strategy, no risk.
But yes, but okay, no risk, but because I used to work for a company who their policy was no risk. But when you are investor, like a person who invests his saving, you could look for some asset like TES, that is treasure bonds, American treasure bonds, which give you some revenue, small revenue, but fixed. It doesn't matter what happens, they give you fixed revenue every year. Or treasure bonds, German treasure bonds, that I think that in Europe is like the most safe investment. And if you want to move a little bit to the risky zone, you could invest in German industry or Russian industry, or depending on the market. That's like a huge topic because our world now is globalized, so we could invest in Hong Kong stock exchange, Frankfurt stock exchange. You could access to everyone, to any asset, I think.
Andrei, do you have any bonds in your portfolio?
Yes, I have bonds. It's a Russian development company, Brusnica.
Wow.
Yes, I am here about them in our program in Skolkovo, and I'm interested for this company and buy one tranche maybe in my asset.
Okay, interesting. And we have some comment from Kate. It's at the end of risk management, or no risk, no gain.
Yes, that's okay. That you could present something, Kathy. I will type on the chat something.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes when I hear, I type not to forget.
Okay, good.
Would you please look for that and present that image, that curve, and I will try to explain you.
Yes, everyone can. You want me to present this curve?
Yes, in order to answer Katya's comment.
Yeah, no problem. Give me 1 second.
Okay, thank you a lot.
And you could find, Katya, this guy, Markowitz, that's pretty old. That paper is 52 or around 50. He is the father of modern financial portfolio theory.
Okay, so you want me just the curve itself, right?
Yes, only the curve.
Okay, so I can share the desktop. Okay. So we need not this one. 1 second. We need this one. Okay, so which one do you want me to open?
Okay, I think the first one, the Wikipedia, would be enough in order to explain you about risk and revenue.
Okay, so I don't think that we can increase the scale. Yeah, no opportunity. So we can see just this small picture.
Okay, so let's talk about this curve in general, and then we could see about the optimization process. We could talk about little. So this is the curve, the plot for investor. So you could see some point which has the x is a risk and the y x is revenue or return. So for a risk, for any risk, in order, let's see the point on the curve, on the efficient fronted, the yellow point, which is over the line, that one. This has a risk which is the same to the same risk, but with less revenue in the middle. If you move the mouse straight down, Katia, that point give you some asset with the same risk but with less revenue. And the market is like that. There are some risky asset which give you more revenue than other with the same risk. That's the problem for optimization. And the red point on that risk, on that plot, give you the efficient portfolio. That's the Markowitz optimization process. The all market assets make a portfolio according to your risk profile. That's a whole process. It has a lot of calculation and a lot of information, and it depends on your risk profile to find that risk, to find that portfolio, efficient portfolio for you, because every day your assets move down or high depending on the revenue. So probably you could do rebalancing every day. But if you invest in blue chips are assets which doesn't move, which revenue are almost certain, like country bonds or something like that, and the risk is low. So probably those assets doesn't move every day. Blue chip probably move a little bit once a year or something like that. So for that reason, rebalancing your portfolio depends on your risk profile and your portfolio at the end.
That's clear, at least for me. Guys, is it clear for you about
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Andrei, is it clear for you about rebalancing? Either Andrei doesn't hear us or does not switch on his microphone. Two variants.
Okay, guys, I thought you were advanced investor, but if you want to know more about this basic stuff, I think I could find some papers, financial papers, in order to getting you an investor optimization process. This Markowitz is only one, and it's the most known optimization process, but there is like I don't know, 10 or more optimization process for portfolio according to your risk profile. For any investor, the first step when you go to an office in order to invest your money is called risk assessment. I'm pretty sure we could do it on web-based. There is with some question with, I don't know, 10 questions. Broker give you your risk profile with some question like I've done to you. what money are you investing? Is you saving, you need it for your future, or you are just playing for fun? And with that, that is called a risk assessment. So that's also pretty important. Let me find, okay, the chat. That's also important to do for any investor. I'm pretty sure I will also write down, and I will try to find some assessment online. I'm pretty sure now we could find some assessment from a big company or big university. Okay, that's all for me, Katia. I will look for this because, okay, I saw like an opportunity to help you with this war of investment, which is, okay, we'll give you some tools, but those tools are like basic tools, like I give you like a hammer and a nail, but you could find in investment like everything. Is like,
Yeah, okay, we got it. So we are almost finishing. So I would like to be the first with the feedback. So I could not imagine that our today's speaking club will be transformed into the training from Andres about investment. So thank you so much. It was so interesting for me and so useful. And if you even share with us later some tools that we can use, we can Google, we can read about, and use it in our future investment strategies, we will be very, very grateful for you. Thank you for this help and sharing of your knowledge with us today.
okay, let me write you down. Okay, the first concept you could read about is about risk assessment that you could, everyone could read about it and could fix yourself what is your investment position. That's the first step. Investment, what kind of investment I am, that's a risk assessment. And the other very important concept that everyone could read is portfolio management optimization. That's like the second stage. Do your risk profile, you know that you don't want risks, so what kind of portfolio you could make, that is also with a risk optimization process. Katia probably said that yes, with if you don't take some risk, probably your revenue will be very slow. And that's true. No risk, no revenue. But if you if you have a high risky profile, you could invest in Bitcoins without any problem and be happy, because if you won, you won a lot. And if you lose, you don't lose anything. It's okay. So those two concepts are pretty important, and you could read about those and work for yourself on those. And I will try to find some basic papers for those two concepts and share with you. I will try to share with you those if I find it.
Yeah, anyway, even if you don't find it, we are very, very grateful for today's short lecture about the world of investment for us. It was really cool. Yeah, thank you for that. So guys,
It was beautiful. Thank you, Andreas.
You're welcome. Really, I'm happy to help you with that, because okay, you already are doing so. I will be very happy to help you further, and we will see. Because okay, now I'm in Russia, но я плохо говорю по-русски, и мне нужно много практически по-русскому.
Кать, может нам вторую часть сделать на русском языке? 30 минут по-английски, 30 минут на русском.
Можно без проблем. Андрес, как ты готов по-русски про инвестиции рассказывать?
Нет, я не могу. Я только говорю у меня и плохо говорю у меня по-русски. Ты знаешь.
Я знаю.
Это отличная идея. Я даже включилась.
Ура, ура.
Ура. Всем привет. Извините, у меня сегодня вообще чудо с интернетом. Невероятно.
По-русски сразу готова. И микрофон.
Сразу машет рукой. Да, по-русски.
No, that's a problem. In Russian, I can't talk about investment because I don't know the language.
Yeah, sure.
I don't even can say investment in Russian.
Yeah, but for the future, one day, can you imagine what motivation can you have to learn Russian, to have a kind of investment training in Russian language? Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty weird for me because, okay, I saw you two guys have investment platform in Tinkoff. So if Tinkoff has a platform for investment, they should have investment like assessment or help or...
Yeah, they ask in the beginning when you open this investment account, they ask you about the strategy, and they can offer you some balance of the portfolio, some recommendations, what assets to invest. They do it. But you need to decide if you want to follow their recommendation or you want to do it by yourself.
Okay, that depends on your risk assessment. And for that reason, you guys, you should start the mortgage snapshot is risk assessment.
You said it really well. Cool. Okay, guys, so do you want to say also a few words to Andres before we finish? We have 5 minutes, so maybe Sveta and Katya will say something too. But maybe you start, because I can see that your microphone is on. Were you able to listen to the whole speech, to the whole meeting? Do you want to give some feedback?
Я все слышала. Мне все понравилось. Прекрасный фидбэк. А как сказать слышала? Я забыла.
I heard.
Okay. And very, very interesting. Thank you so much. It's very interesting about investment and strategy. Nice to meet you.
Okay, cool. And Katya?
Andres, really thank you for your lesson for your story about risk management. Really interesting for me. And please stay in English, no Russian. Only if you need Russian, Andres. It's on our English. I'm terribly sorry, but because I understand I'm only one who wants only English.
Yes, interesting information about not Russian. Yes, investment not Russian.
Yeah, Andres, your microphone, if you are saying something.
Okay, yes, I forgot about unmuted. But okay, yes, want my pleasure to that. I will help you with anything I may. Now, okay, yes, I would like to learn Russian pretty fast because I live in Russia and speak very bad Russian. So you could imagine how is a foreign guy living in Russia without speaking Russian is kind of hard, and for that reason I really want to improve my Russian very fast.
Andrei, I have one question. You now have interest in active for investment in Russian.
Sorry, I didn't catch you, Sveta. Could you repeat it?
Но я хотела спросить, есть ли хотя бы один актив для инвестирования интересный для Андрея в России? Вот. Кать, помоги мне, пожалуйста.
Во-первых, зовут его Андрес, не Андреа, да, зовут его Андрес. Вопрос я переведу. Yes, so Sveta asked you if you have anything interesting to invest, if you see anything interesting to invest here in Russia, so any asset that you want to invest yourself.
Okay, now I don't know because as I told you, I don't know anything about Russian market. That's a process. I have to see which assets trade and where trade and the risk of those assets. So that's a whole process. I haven't, okay, we'll look for market, the Russian market, because, okay, it's not in the biggest on the world, but it's weird because Russia has oil, has all the mineral, so probably Russia should have like a huge portfolio or a huge position, but I don't know where those are trading. So the first step is like looking for Russian stock exchange. Because, okay, I've talked with a girl about that in tandem, and she told me that there are not Russian stock exchange. There is only like in St. Petersburg, there is like a small broker for Frankfurt Stock Exchange, but it's not Russian stock exchange.
Thank you.
Okay, so our time is up, guys. Normally we have 1 hour. So I wish you all to have a nice evening and hope to see you all, especially Andres, next week on our Monday meetings at 9 o'clock.
Okay, see you. I will try to be here with you guys. I will help you anytime I could.
Okay, thank you, Andres. Bye bye, guys. See you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.